Hi class, happy Friday. This is Mr. Love here. I apologize for not being in class today, um, but I'm going to tell you what we're going to do without me being there. So the first thing you're going to do today is we will actually be graphing the data that we calculated yesterday. So how you're going to do that today is by navigating on your device, preferably your iPad today. You'll be navigating to Google Classroom. Um, and what you'll find is that yesterday I linked an assignment that I want you to complete today. That assignment can be found right here. It's called the bowling ball graph. Um, and I've done it on Google Docs, and I've made a copy for each one of you. So as long as you click the link and you open it up in Google Docs, you should be able to edit it. I find that using Google Docs is far easier than using the PDF, um, editable document. I think that's kind of hard to use. So I prefer today if you used Google Docs instead. So when you click the link, it's going to open up for you in Google Docs. I'm doing this on a MacBook, but it's going to look pretty similar on your iPad as well. So what you'll see here when you open the document, it's going to have space for two graphs. The first graph you'll be making today is a speed graph, which compares position and distance with time. And you have a space right here where you'll actually be inserting your graph. The spot below it is the acceleration graph that you'll be making today. That compares speed with time. So you're going to be making two different graphs, and you're going to have data analysis questions, 3 questions for each. The data analysis questions are the same, but you will find once you've made both graphs that they're actually pretty different. So the first data analysis question today, after you've made your graph, is you will state what the graph is, referring to both the x and y labels on the axes. Then you'll tell me what trend is indicated by the slope, meaning when you look at the slope of the graph, does it appear to increase or decrease? Is it steep or is it relatively flat? So that's what you'll describe there. And then I want you to account for any sources of error that might have affected, skewed the data. So think about when we went outside, was there anything that could have maybe gone wrong or gone awry that maybe made our data appear the way that it does? So to graph today, you will go to the website. I've linked it here, and so you'll just click the link, and it'll take you to the Create a Graph website, which we've used a couple times before. The type of graph that we'll be making today is an XY graph. If you click the link, I believe it's automatically selected, and you know which graph is selected because it's the one on top here. So if it says XY, you're in the right spot, you got the right graph. So with that selected, you will go down to data. One thing I've done today to try to streamline this process and to help you guys make your graphs, there will be copies of the of what your graph should look like that the substitute will pass out today. So the pages look like this. I know this is kind of ugly. You'll have a cleaner copy of this, I promise. But this paper tells you exactly the type of data that your graph should, what it should look like. So follow this to a T and you will not go awry. So your graph title should say speed of bowling ball versus soccer ball. Your x-axis label should be average time in seconds from table 2. Your y-axis label distance or position in meters. Don't worry about the source. You can just leave that blank. The number of points today that you will use is 8 points in 2 groups. Group 1 you will title bowling ball. Group 2 you will title soccer ball. Everything here is fine the way that it's set up. The next thing though that you'll have to worry about is your values. The x-axis values, you will be using your average times that you actually recorded already from data table 2. So you'll use these values and put them in here. Now, everybody's y-axis values will all be the same. So all your y value points will be the same, 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and 28. So no matter what, everyone's will look the same there. The only thing that will be different are the x values. And so really everyone at the end of the day should have the same looking graph, or same type of graph, because we are using class data here. So once you've done that, once you've entered in the average times that you're getting from data table 2, remember you're getting the bowling ball average time in this column, which is what will go right here, and you're getting your average time for the soccer ball, which will go here in this column. Once you've done that, you just go to preview, it'll make your graph, and then you just tap your finger on it or hold your finger over it, copy it, and then go back to your document and paste it in. That part's pretty straightforward. For the speed graph, for the acceleration graph, it's going to be similar but different. Once again, you want to make your document, or you want to make your XY graph with the data look identical to this. But this time your title is acceleration of bowling ball versus soccer ball. Your x-axis label is average time, seconds from table 2, and your y-axis label is speed in meters per second. Once again, you're going to make your points 8 and your groups 2, labeling group 1 bowling ball, group 2 soccer ball. Once again, let's just leave this the way it is. The values that you're going to use for your x's in the 2 columns will be from your average times, which you used up here. So you'll be actually entering those again for the x values. This time, instead of entering distances for the y values, the worksheet tells you to enter speed. So you're going to enter the speed data that you calculated in this data table for your y values. So you'll enter all of those here. You'll be doing the speed for the bowling ball and the speed for the soccer ball. Once again, you'll copy it and you'll paste it into your document. When you're all done, you should get graphs looking something like this. So this is an example of the speed of the bowling ball versus the soccer ball, and this is an example of the acceleration of the bowling ball versus the soccer ball. So your graphs, when you're all done, should look something like this. So you're going to have about 15 minutes to do this today. It shouldn't take you too long. And remember, this needs to be printed out and brought to class on Monday. And other than that, guys, I hope you have a good weekend. The final thing you'll be doing after you've worked on this for at least 15 minutes is you'll be watching a Cosmos episode called Standing Up in the Milky Way. So once again, guys, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Have fun out there, and I will see you when you